Hello everyone. Welcome to our brief session on support and resistance levels. So based on popular request, we thought to have a brief session to explain the basics of support and resistance levels. Okay, so be aware this is under the subject of technical analysis. One key area and one of the most important areas when it comes to the subject of technical analysis. Another type of analysis method in addition to fundamental analysis, etc. Where technical analysis, which we will be using charts and price volume data to analyze the price movement and direction of a particular stock and to make our investment decisions. So before we proceed, a quick check on the audio and visual status. Can everyone confirm through the chat screen? Hope you can hear me loud and clear and the shared screen is visible. Okay, thank you very much for the confirmation. Kindly take your time to go through the disclaimer. So today within this 15-minute session, it might 15 or 20-minute, it'll based on the topic we can it'll take some additional 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but the objective of this session is to understand the basics of support and resistance levels, and I think it is a very important area to under the subject of technical analysis, and also as a basic first step in the subject of technical analysis. So I'll quickly, without taking further time, I will explain you the concept of support and resistance. Well, support and resistance levels are psychologically important levels where a lot of buyers and sellers are willing to trade the stock. Okay, so if you see a particular price chart, you will see the price heading toward a particular direction, and once it reaches the peak levels, then we see the price starts to reverse and then come back to a, it starts a downward trend, and then it finds a support level where from that point onwards it starts to recover and move in the other direction. So if you see this particular illustration example, you can see a chart will move, the price will go to a peak level, and then finally it finds some rejection at a particular price level, and then naturally, so the idea is, so if we call this as a resistance, when a price reach from a bottom to a peak level, this is the level where the trend, let's say the uptrending momentum of a particular stock will start to slow and have a pause because of the excessive supply and maybe lesser demand. So if you see the market, all this analysis, all these factors will finally, will end up in these two major influences, which is the demand and supply. So this is a marketplace. So with this, there is some demand for a particular stock and there is a supply for a particular stock. So once these demand and supply starts to shift, we see naturally when let's say when a stock reaches to a peak level, where from that point where there can be excessive supply, where excessive profit taking, because of that people start selling, unloading that particular investment, and then finally we see there is less demand at that peak level where the price is maybe too high and too overvalued, and then because of that we see the price coming down. Then finally, when price starts to go to a particular level, then we find another position where the demand and supply starts to shift again, where there is excessive demand for that particular price level and less supply, where there is no interest to go below that price level. And because of that, there will be more demand. And let's say because of the over discounted value and undervalued conditions, there will be more demand and less supply. And because of that, naturally, then the shift starts to turn the other way and price starts to trend upward again. So we see these cycles repeating again and again in the market. So I will show you some examples based on Colombo Stock Exchange market and some other international markets as well. Like these days, among the participants, there is a popular request to show some crypto examples as well. So I will explain this particular concept, support and resistance levels, using some practical charts as well. For the moment, so briefly, the idea is these levels are psychologically important levels where there is a lot of buyers and sellers are willing to trade at these levels. So these are very key levels. These can be, we can call these SR levels, where support and resistance. Because why? When a support or resistance levels are broken, the market psychology shifts and new levels of support resistance are established. Sometimes these resistance, when you see every time, let's say this particular stock, for example, the resistance is 50 and the support is, let's say, 20. So every time you see there is resistance, whenever the price reaches this particular resistance zone, 50 levels, 49 levels, so closer to this area, you see some excessive selling and then price naturally falling down. So then there is confirmed resistance. Same way, there will be support at these levels. So there is a point where these levels can be breached. So when price starts to break above this level, then this particular resistance can convert into a support, because now the market shifts above that level, and they are now from that point onwards, maybe the buyers and even the sellers are not willing to go below that level because of that shift from that. So there is a breakout from that level. So these actions can be expected at these support and resistance. One option, one thing, it can happen there closer to these support or resistance levels where the price starts to bounce back, or else it can straight away break above that level to show that new shift in that price movement, or maybe a new catalyst for that particular instrument where the buyers and sellers are willing to go above that level as well, or below that level. If it is the other way, it can break a support level, and then during the COVID period, we saw how some stocks, because of the new development and market sentiment, major support levels were breached, and we saw price continuing. And maybe then once that support level is breached, we can expect another support level to have that support. So where historically, if those supports level have confirmed, then we can expect then the price starts to fall again to that level, then that support to have that speed break for that particular downtrend. Or let's say if the stock is heading upward, a new resistance level identified based on historical chart patterns can be assumed as the speed break point for that particular stock. Okay. So with that idea, with that brief description, I will show you some examples. So this particular example, Tokyo Cement PLC, you can see during 2020, we have the stock starts to go in an uptrend and finally hits a level of resistance. Okay, we see some price rejection at that level where 68 levels, the price doesn't go above that point. And then again, we see there is selling pressure, and after that we see stock starts to recover. However, the point again, we see there is some resistance. So after that, price starts to go down and then again starts to test, and we see some resistance during that particular day for Tokyo, the same 68 levels. However, be aware, these, though it is a resistance level identified based on historical confirmations, as technical analysis, if I can explain the subject of technical analysis, we expect the history to repeat again, where these historical confirmation points can act as a future reference point for us to make our trading decisions, where we expect historically there's resistance confirmed at this particular price level. So in future, we expect the same level of resistance, where if it hits that price level, where it can go back. However, there's a chance when these resistance levels are, price starts to test this resistance level again, it can go above or break above that resistance level and continue upward because of maybe a more optimism sentiment for that particular stock, or a new catalyst for that particular stock, and overall market sentiment. So this is a clear example of resistance. So 68 we saw based on this historical chart, hindsight analysis, where Tokyo is having a strong resistance at 68 level. So once this resistance is breached, then this can act as a support. So if you see the latest charts of Tokyo, we have seen some support for that particular stock during 68 levels when it reached above 80 levels. So if you can explore that chart, you will understand it. Another example where you can see how I have used same way support or resistance levels. We feel, okay, these are flat levels, flat price levels, which we have identified where the price is having resistance or having support. Same way we can have trend supports, where there's price whenever reaches that level in a linear fashion, in a trending fashion, where the trend line it touches, we see the price momentum going up. So in this particular case, you can see every time. So based on these points, so based on these 2 points, we have extended our trend support line, okay? Extended our trend support line. And in future, when you can see the point, this reference trend support point is acting as a support. So this is a trend support. So this is an example on trend support. And also you can see a breakout where we can see there's at this particular level, 25, 26 particular region, we can see there is some resistance for the particular stock, Axis Engineering. And however, we can see there is trend support developing. So there is price resistance and also there is support. So there is a trend support developing every time the resistance 25, it was the price is maintained below that price level. However, we can see a development of trend support as well. So with the combination of trend support and resistance, of course, there is another subject area, which is chart pattern analysis, where we have seen based on this the combination of trend supports, resistance levels, we have developed chart patterns. Based on that, we can understand what kind of price reaction in future we can expect. So there's a high probability when these levels of the combination of these trend supports are in place, there's a chance of probability where the price can go in the upward direction or downward direction based on the developing pattern. However, to keep the subject to focused on the support and resistance levels today, so you can see in this case, finally the price starts to break above the resistance level from that trend support, and the resistance level is breached, and we see some big price reaction from 26 to 34. But then again, price starts to slow down, and finally, even during that slowdown, we see the previous trend support having some support again. However, particular resistance, the previous resistance level did not act as a support. But originally the idea is if it breaks, it can have support. But you see, this is not always like a black and white rule where you see. But however, when you explore and based on more chart analysis and screen time, the skill will be developed to identify these support and resistance levels, which can be useful for you to plan your trades. And if your objective is to actively trade the market, so then timing the market based on these supports and resistance levels can be very useful for you to enter, time your entries and exits, and based on that make active trading profits. Another example, trend support, where you can see how MGT, this is the before the subdivision of the stock, where you can see it maintains some trend support levels every time the stock reaches higher low levels, and the point it touch the trend support, we can see some reaction. So every time the price reaches the trend support, we see price reaction, where with the interest of more buyers coming in, the price is pushed back again. So this is again a trend support pattern. Again, we can have a long-term, with a long-term analysis, if you expand the chart and if you analyze based on long-term time frames, you will also see resistance levels and support levels, which are having, historically during many years, or maybe before many years even, if that level is showing some resistance, that can be used as a future reference point, because then that shows based on bigger time frames, there's a long-term buyers and sellers are keen on these levels. So in this case, you can see for DFCC, whenever the stock reaches 100 levels, there is some clear resistance indicated. So this can be used as a valuable future reference point for you in future. Let's say you are making a trading decision and you are currently trading, you bought the stock at 60 and you are looking, the stock is trending toward upper levels. Then if it reaches 100 levels, then based on these historical resistance levels, you can closely watch whether there are any price action or any confirmation that resistance is happening. So based on the confirmation, you can find out, okay, the resistance is confirmed again, then maybe you can exit your trade and secure your profits. Another example, volume analysis. So it is very important to also understand the volume movement and keep a close eye on the volume movement of this particular levels whenever these supports and resistance levels are, when the price touches these levels. So you can see during this trend support level, we can see how the volume movement increasing, and then during the trend, the volume is increasing, and finally you can see again the price starts to touch the trend support. We can see the volume bars are increasing, and then also when it touched the second time, there is resistance. One, again, it hits the top level, CIC holding, how you can see 75 levels from this trend support. It hits 75, again starts to slow down, again retest 75, then price rejects, and we can see at that time having some volume movement that shows at the peak level there's resistance and there's selling pressure, and after that price starts to slow down. So yes, these are some examples I have taken from Colombo Stock Exchange listed the stocks where how these support and resistance levels are in action in real market conditions. Okay. So I will I will now take the platform investing.com to show you some examples on other stocks, and also I will take up some examples on cryptos and other instruments as well. For any of those who are interested to see more examples, I will do that. And before moving to that, quick more idea on more areas to learn, since I know sometimes it might be tempting to trade based on these support and resistance levels, but you have to master the skill, and also under the technical analysis area, for you to become a sustainable trader, you have to learn other key areas as well, where by combining all this, you can improve your chances of trading, taking successful trades, and also having the discipline for you to become a successful trader. So the main areas would be psychology and discipline, price action analysis. We have just like what we spoke about right now in the support and resistance levels, where price action analysis will help you to analyze the naked price chart and see how these movements are in the market, and then based on that have the understand the direction of a particular stock and make your trading decisions. Then there are technical indicators where you can use additional indicators to understand the market direction and reversal points. And once you build those knowledge, you can integrate the knowledge with indicators and price action analysis, where you have a confluence setup, where with the combination of technical indicators and price action analysis, you can make your trading decisions. And finally, as a trader, you have, since if you're really looking to actively trade the markets, of course, then trade plan and risk management is another important and vital area for you to become a successful trader. Okay, so with that, I will move to our investing.com platform. So you can see any of, this is a very popular platform, and for those who it is new, you can search investing.com, and under that section you have technical analysis charts, where you can search for local stocks to international stocks to cryptos to currencies to etc. to analyze, and you can apply technical analysis tools and etc. So okay, so now I will show you the importance. Again, Tokyo. So you can see this particular example where I have taken a higher time frame. So I want to show you how a historical study of support will help you to understand the importance of a support in future. Okay, so now based on these points, so we can see there is Tokyo from a peak of during 2011, it started from 61 rupees. It dropped to a price level of 2019 levels. Then again, we see a peak to 72 levels, and then we see a drop. And after that, we can see from a peak of 77 levels during 2017, it starts to drop again to 20 level. Okay. So yes, we can see it drops to a level of 20, that previous support point. So now based on 2 points of confirmation, the more points you have for the support, the better it is. So then you have more confirmation that particular price, it shows a clear support. So then we use this horizontal line indicator, the price overlay tool, where you can use to mark this as a reference point. Okay, so we mark this as a reference point, and then to make it more visible, I will mark this as red color and improve the thickness. And now again, from that point onwards, let's say the price starts to go up, and now we can see, assuming from this point onward, we are looking the live chart and to move quickly. And finally, price Tokyo reached the 55 level, and during the COVID period, now we can see the price starts to fall back again. Okay, so now based on that historical analysis, based on these 2 points, we expected this support. Okay, these levels, based on those 2 points, we understood this can be a strong support. So when price starts to drop, you can see again this level indicated as a support. So anyone who has confirmed that, kept this as a future reference point, this support level can be a valuable information for them to make their trading decision, maybe take a trade once it is confirmed, maybe not exactly at 20, maybe after the confirmation on a weekly candle, you see that confirmation, that support is confirmed again. So from that point onward, we can see Tokyo starts to go up. Okay. Also, if I can use the same chart to show you how we can use these resistance levels. So peak levels where the market has reached, connecting those peak levels and identify what could be the possible next resistance, trend resistance we can understand. So I'll be using a horizontal what do you call, not horizontal, the tool called ray, which is where you can connect these 2 points. So I'll connect this peak point and this particular peak point, okay? And then based on that, we will again improve the thickness and see how in future will this support can be useful for us. So closer to that particular region, we see some reaction and price starts to react, okay? So we have used this as a future reference point, which can be valuable information for us. So based on a higher time frame, okay? Then now again from that point onwards, we see the price starts to, so again based on our support levels, it starts to increase. And again this after the COVID period, we see price movement toward the upper side. And can you see the point, our forecasted trend resistant line? So a trend resistant line is active, showing that sentiment where it reached, and there is from that point onward price starts to raise. So with the second confirmation of the candle, where with the red color candle, a bearish candle, you get that confirmation there is some resistance, which was the line you have identified historically from 2011 period, and from that point onwards we see how Tokyo is having some reaction toward the downside. That's one example on Tokyo. Again, another example I can show you is CIC, which was interesting recently. So you can see this particular point where it indicated some support. So if I put the horizontal line here, so historically CIC has indicated there is some support at 4450 levels. Again, when it dropped, it maintained above 4450. So that showed some good signal where 4450 for the particular stock, there is some strong support, okay? From that point onwards, however, anyone who may be patiently holding the stock with that support and with a risk management strategy, we can see after that some volume movement, and from 44 the stock reached a quick trade of 50. So anyone who feels taking a trade from that particular point and with that profit, if he exits, is based on his profit limits and targets, that it's a, I think we can expect that as a good trade. So I will move to crypto examples. So I will take Bitcoin. Again, Bitcoin, you can see if you identify these points, in fact, we had a dip with the Bitcoin, okay? So some of the traders who were using technical analysis initially, they were, lucky enough to exit at a peak level where, let's say, we use these points to, for example, let's say identifying these points. So we have this based on these support levels. So every time the connecting these 3 points, and from this initiating from this point, and we have extended the line, okay? So with that, assuming you are currently trading here and you have identified this trend support. So if you have a rule to maintain the trade as long as it maintains the trend support, you can hold on to that trade. So the point it breaks, the idea is the point the support is breached or broken, then there is a new level where the stock can go, or maybe the trend is no longer continuing. So with that idea, you can see anyone, assuming anyone who took the trade somewhere here, okay, anyone who took the trade somewhere here from, let's say, 40,000 levels, assuming with other indicators, he took the trade and now continuing the trade from the trend support. So the point it breaks the trend support, okay, then maybe he can consider exiting, okay? The next 2-3 days, he can see it is a confirmed break. And let's say from this point to this point, he can exit. So 56,000, he converts his crypto into fiat currency, maybe USDT, etc. Then finally, from that point, you can see there is recovery, however, but it continued to the dip. So this trend is no longer maintained, and we see from that point onward, we see a slight recovery, but after that, the trend is discontinued. So if anyone is using this trend support to take their trading decisions, this will be very useful. Okay. So I will quickly take another example on Bitcoin. Again, the same chart if I can use. Also, you can see after it, there is a support at these levels. Okay, so this can be used as a future reference point for you. So if I put this as a horizontal line, so we can see historically it had some resistance, and then now this, after the major dip, is saw some support at this level. So this can be used, 34,000 levels can be used as a key level for you to, if in case it crypto reduces or dips below closer to that level, then you can. So also make sure you use it as a zone instead of a flat level. Maybe you can use it as a resistant region, where with the lower wicks of the candle also you can use. And let's say when price starts to fall in between that level and show some confirmation and reaction where it starts to move, then based on that you can start quickly acting. Maybe to anyone who looking to buy at the dip, maybe can collect at that level. Okay. Also, I will quickly show you another example on how this particular trend resistance. So we will go for a 4-hour chart to see more price volatility. So based on this, you can see the trend resistance, right? So if we mark this level, and you just connect this as a trend resistant region. Okay, so based on these confirmations, we have this trend resistance. Okay, so identifying these 2 points and these 2 points. So if you have taken these levels, okay, the point, so based on these points, you have identified this as a trend. So if price maintains below that trend resistance, there is a chance that the market dip will continue. There is a direction of the price to fall below that trend resistance. But then, yeah, we can see the point it starts to break above that trend resistance, there is a shift. So from that point onwards, we can see how Bitcoin started to move sideways. So then the dip, wherever the downtrend, it is discontinued, and now we can see the price is heading sideways direction. So the market phase of downward trend is finished, and now it is currently heading sideways. So probably an accumulation phase, and who knows if it is a distribution phase where it can maybe go sideways for a while and then break further. But based on the current support levels, we can assume it is currently accumulating at that lower levels, and maybe after that, if we see signs of development, and it can further go up from that trend support. Developing a new trend support, if it shows that price action, we can expect that. Finally, I will quickly show you anyone so using what you call TradingView as their platform. Of course, you can see how I have used these supports and resistance levels. I have used Fibonacci, etc. Also, you can use these tools like Fibonacci, etc. to find out those supports and resistance levels. And also, you can see how I have used these within that 4-hour time frame, even that sideways direction. We are identifying some tops and bottoms, and to find out what are the levels where the price is moving in between the support and trend resistance and trend supports in between. You can see within the 4-hour with these forecasted lines, we can see the point it touched, that level, the price starts to move, and then again it starts to touch the bottom level and starts to react. And currently we can see it is maintaining above the projected trend support. So these are levels we can use for our trading decision, where based on that you can plan your trade with risk management, etc. And I will also, any of you are interested in gold, I will show you a quick example gold as well, how you can see this particular point previously gold has indicated some support at this level 1680 levels, and then we can see after the dip where it starts to drop to the price level again of 1000, the previous support level, and then again we see some support confirmation. So it's more like a double bottom confirmation where one and twice the trend support is confirmed. Okay, from that point onward we can see there's a new trend development from the support, then we see the prices start heading upward again, a trend support, and then you can see within that trend support we have identified a trend resistance and a trend support where there is a nice price channel. So these are again the development of resistance and support subject where you have trend channels, and with the upper resistance, whenever it reaches the trend resistance, we see price maintaining below that level, and finally we see resistance, and then from that currently gold is maintaining within that price channel. Yes, so yeah, I think we took a little more than 15 minutes with the explanations of charts, etc. So this is well, the subject can go into advanced sections where like this, where you can apply for trend channels and supports, and to also combine with other indicators to make your trading decisions. So yes, with that we conclude the session today, a brief session on this topic. Thank you very much. And if there is any question, feel free to share it through a chat screen.